It is well known that protein is essential for muscle growth, as well as virtually everything else within the body. So check out the video on protein for more information on this. But in this video, we're going to be looking specifically at supplements. There's absolutely no denying that we must consume the required amounts for our body. The big issue now is the abundance of supplements on the market. If you go into any supermarket or you take a walk into your local town or city, I can guarantee you there will be some shops that sell protein supplements. As well as this, go to your local gym and you will see so many people swigging down shakes before, during and after their workout without any real understanding of what it's for, why they're doing it, and more importantly, if they actually need it or not. So what is the truth behind protein supplements? What are they, and do we really need them? Protein supplements can be split into three main categories: powders, ready to drink, shakes and bars. Now there is a rise of high protein foods as well, whereby they've fortified everyday foods and even unhealthy foods with protein to make it more appealing to the consumer. The main types of protein we tend to consume are whey, casein and soy, or a combination of the three of them. Whey is a protein that is derived from milk and contains high levels of essential amino acids, which are readily digested, absorbed and retained by the body for muscle repair. It's also worth noting that whey is actually a waste product, and it's a waste product in the cheese making industry. It actually used to be fed to pigs. So if you've ever left milk sitting and let it go off, you'll see that it separates into two parts: solids, which is the curds, and the liquid, which is the whey. Now this actually used to be chucked away until somebody realised they could extract the protein from it and turn it into a powder and sell it for a lot of money. So he's done quite well for himself, whoever invented that. Casein is also derived from milk, but it provides a slow digesting protein as well as high levels of amino acids, and it can also help protect against muscle breakdown during intense exercise. Soy protein is less commonly used, however, with the rise of vegan diets, it is getting a lot more popular, and that has actually been shown to help reduce cholesterol as well. There's also a rise in things like pea protein as well, which is getting more popular with the vegan diets. There is a lot of research into the area of protein supplements, but it shows a mix of results. Some show that they do help increase muscle strength, and other ones reported no or minimal effects. So it's worth noting that protein is easily achieved through regular food. And it does remain a very strong focus of mine to advise people how to get sufficient protein through a food first approach. The cost of protein supplements can be very expensive, and especially if it's something that is going to end up in the toilet, then is it really worth it? The body basically takes what it needs, and the rest of it is going to be either excreted in the urine or stored as fat. Secondly, if you are an athlete who is required to undertake an anti-doping test, then it's definitely something that I would recommend you try to steer clear of. Supplements are regulated differently to pharmaceutical products, so when you pick up a packet of ibuprofen in the shop and you look at the ingredients list, everything that is on that list is exactly what is going to be in the product, nothing else. When it comes to supplements, however, you could take a look at the ingredient list on a protein powder and make sure there's no prohibited substances in it, and even though it appears fine from the ingredient list, there may have been some contamination from even something as trivial as a spoon that's been used to mix something else, and that could actually lead to you being picked up on the anti-doping test, which could result in you getting banned from your sport. So again, it's really important that you take this into consideration. There is a website, Informed Sport. They do check supplements to make sure that there's no contamination and that they are what they say they are. So if you are going to definitely take something like that, then I would make sure you look at the Informed Sport website first. In the UK, if a product is labelled as high protein, then by law they can only put high protein on the packaging if the product has 20% of its energy value coming from protein. Now this doesn't necessarily mean there's a lot of protein in it. So for example, semi-skimmed milk contains around 28% protein. Now that is 28% protein whether it's a litre of milk or 10 mils of milk. There's still 28% of that volume being protein. So in theory, I could give you a shot of milk, label it as high protein, put the price up a little bit because it's high protein product, and by UK law this would actually be allowed and could easily fool people into thinking that it has a lot of protein in it and could result in them buying that over something else. Unfortunately, I think there are too many people who promote supplements who are only in it for the financial gain and not your best interests. So think about it this way, there's so many supplement shops who claim to offer advice on sports nutrition. Now, if everyone who went in there looking to increase their protein intake were told, oh, it's easy to get sufficient protein from your diet, things like milk, eggs, chicken, you can actually make your own protein shake from ingredients that you're going to have in your house. They'd never make any money and their business wouldn't continue. So they have to sell things to make money, and likewise some personal trainers who promote supplement companies that they are part of, like Herbalife for example, again, they don't have your best interests at heart. And I say this so many times, and it's something that I'm really passionate about. You really don't need to buy supplements. Save your money and use it for something different, like better quality foods, some new running trainers, a gym membership, a personal trainer. There's so many things that you could use that money for that would make a massive difference to your goals, rather than buying supplement products that you probably don't need. I actually sometimes get people criticising me who sell these products, and they claim that because I've not been to the meetings and things that the experts don't know anything. And I have to say, what have I got to gain, and what do the other experts have to gain by discouraging these companies publicly on things like social media and telling people to drink milk and eat chicken instead? I always tell my clients that in the nicest possible way, if I don't see you again, then I've done my job right, because you've gained an understanding of nutrition, you've gained an understanding about what you need to do, and you don't need to pay somebody, or you don't have to buy something, because you actually know what you're meant to be doing, so it makes it a little bit easier. So if you put in a little bit of organisation, put in a little bit of planning, plan your meals in advance, this is going to ensure that you're aware of how much protein that you're needing and how much you're consuming. And if you need a little bit more when you've been planning, it just means you can plan it in, you can just eat a little bit more, rather than getting to the end of the day and finding out that you're 20 or 30 grams short and then having to rummage in the cupboards and maybe picking something that you didn't actually want. Use the tables in the resources section and the other resources in there to help you plan ahead. It's really going to make a big difference to your diet. And if you are spending money on supplements just now, it can really help you steer clear of them and save a lot of money that you could use for something more enjoyable.